So, what incredible time for us to think about local business, local initiatives, and how can we be part of all of it. Um, so, we'll now come back and then we are going to move into breakout groups so you can share your visions, your opinions about Ariane, and also oh my god, I almost forgot the name. Sorry.
I just suggest we move in perhaps according to the program, Fasil is going to come at 11:15. So
Yes.
we've only got 2 minutes according to that. So shall we go into the breakout rooms for 5 minutes so people can just introduce themselves?
Let's see, we had Jeffrey, we had Granville, we had Kevin, and yeah, and that's it. So whomever would like to share.
So I thought I just saw Osman. I was going to invite him, but he seems to have disappeared.
Yes.
Well, I can say something about Portugal, if you like. This
Oh,
afternoon,
here is Osman.
who is Osman? Oh yeah, Osman. Do you want to say hello and let us tell us a little bit about where you are, and then this afternoon you'll have a little bit more time. Would that be all right? I'll unmute you.
Yes.
Can you unmute? There you
Oh,
go.
yeah. Hi. Hello, Sue. I'm so delighted to be in this call. I am talking from Senegal, West Africa. And well, I am a university teacher, but I am also involved in a lot of community ecological work in the north of Senegal, north of Senegal and south of Mauritania. And we're working to implement cross-border eco-village hub consisting of 50 plus 50 villages on both sides of the border. So part of what we do is really to produce and plant thousands and thousands of trees, creating food forests, and also having some festivals, cultural events, workshops to raise awareness and to better equip the people, the local actors, with some skills to stop desertification. Because in the past 30 years or so, northern Senegal River Valley has been confronted with continuous desertification, very, very high temperatures. And fortunately, we're just seeing now um, the results of our work, the achievements, emerging. It's getting greener in some parts, but I mean, the way to go is still very long. And we're looking for human resources. We're looking for people to come and connect, NGOs, the students, to come and support the work we do in northern Senegal and southern Mauritania. Well, I'll stop here for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Who else would like to share? We've got a Facebook group where I know Jeffrey has put a lot of links over the last few days. But is there anybody here who you can either put up your hand or I can invite you? What about Jutta? Jutta? Would you like to share? I'll just unmute. You can just introduce yourself.
Yes, I can try. Good morning, everybody. I'm just listening and very excited to hear the good ideas in this group. I'm living in northern Germany as a private person, so not engaged in any way by work. I'm happy to be here and listen to all of your thoughts. Maybe that's enough for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Let's see who. I can't see anybody else's face. Alicia, would you like to share? Maybe she's.
Hi.
I can't see you, but you're.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still
Beautiful picture, actually.
yes. I live in Sheffield, England, and on my own home, I'm trying to contribute to green corridors as much as I can, and participate in climate action if possible. And I'm originally from Argentina, so I thank the speaker that spoke about the collaboration, the solidarity that people feel in Argentina. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it was really impactful what Tony said about Argentinian and what they are doing. That was very, very impactful, especially for all the needs that they have over there. It was incredible. And Sue, what about you? Because Sue is in Portugal and she's very active locally also.
Well, I was going to share some photos this afternoon and some talk a little bit about it. Over the years, we've been involved in local action around when the Portuguese government was thinking about, well, not so much the Portuguese government, but local business was thinking about drilling for oil off the coast. And a whole community was set up then, so around the transition movement. And so we've been involved with that over the years. I can see Cornelia's come back in.
Yes.
So do you want to share anything, Cornelia? I can unmute you.
Gosh, what a tour de force in that hall. My goodness, we're running incredibly late, but I'm just buzzing from the level of input, both from Fasil and his sort of passion for what he does here in the community and the concept of the leaky bucket. And also, Ariane speaking the work she does, in Scotland for us all. But it's not only for us, it is for, as an example. And then I'm blown away by Donny McClurkin, I have to say. I really loved his, it's the total antidote to doom. Yes, collapse is happening and the healing is happening at the same time. Yeah, so I'm very moved. But I'm just rushing back because I have to tell you all that Fasil will be a bit late because he forgot to switch on the laptop with the organizational videos in the hall. So he's run to do that, and then he's running to come and digest with us all the keynotes. And we just have to flow together and trust that the online event and the in-people event will just work its way. Yeah. And
yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
It's incredible, the Argentinian example that Donny had talked about. I really got very, very impressed.
Yeah.
For the example.
What did you draw?
Oh, a spiral and a square.
I drew the sun and the square.
Yes, I really got very impressed with that.
What have
you all designed?
What did everybody else draw?
Yes, true. Let's see, Jutta. Oh yeah. It's incredible, isn't it? A circle and a square, says Susanna. And let's see, Alicia, one of the things I feel like is needed in cities is reduction of household and business rubbish. They are trying to increase side of the 3 recycling and non-recycling bins here, which for small homes take a lot of spaces. Here where I live in Porto, that is exactly what it is happening. We really need to do a reduction of the business as global business and allow local to step in. I try to do my share by always buying local and promote local initiatives. But sometimes I believe that it's a force against. So we really need to step in and to be not only be part as buying, but as I don't know if this is a word. I am sorry because sometimes my English is not exactly the correct one, but we need to demand of, like Ariana was saying, we need to ask of the governments or the public institutions some actions. In fact, as what happened in Sioux, in the south of Algarve, that they reunite and they step in for not allow people to do some initiatives that would prejudice not only the nature but also the people around. So yeah. Oh, Jeffrey on the other side of the world. Yes, Jeffrey is in Australia. That is fantastic.
I'm noticing people are coming in from, Rebecca Lynn's coming in from Cape Breton in Canada, so it must be very early. And I guess that this will come in later from that hemisphere. And for people that have come in now, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you would like to take a look at Osman Eco Village, he has already put the link on the chat. So thank you, Osman, for the link. It's called redesecovillage.org. So yes.
I can also tell you a little bit about my town, because after the oil and we saw off drilling off the coast, we then kind of got together to look at plastic, and especially in this area in the Algarve, there was so much. When tourists come in, everybody buys plastic bottles, and so what we tried to do was to encourage the use of containers, like chili bottles and those kind of things. And this was before chili bottles really existed, so that we actually saw them in shops in Cambodia, and we came back with this idea and tried to put it to our local council, which is the Camera. They weren't on board, and we also tried to explain it to the water company how important it was not to be selling locally water, and whether we asked them to actually put up fountains in the town. This is probably 10 years ago. At the moment, in our town in Tavira, there's an enterprise fair going on for 4 days. It's called the Mediterranean Diet Fair. And so many thousands of people come to this fair now. It's been going for 11 years. And this year, they have put up a water fountain with 4 taps where you can fill your bottle. Now, we campaigned for years for this, and they put one up in the garden, and then slowly. But the thing is, people are getting it now. And I've taken photos of it last night, just to mark the fact that, these things have to change. We don't need all the plastic going into cafes and just buying bottles of water constantly. You can now get it, at least during the Mediterranean Fair, from a fountain. That's just one example of local initiatives.
Yes. I have noticed also that in some festivals, music festivals, and also like medieval festivals that have been this summer, they are selling by €1 a plastic cup. That's true, but we reuse it. We don't use one each time we go to ask for juice or a beer or some water. We reuse, and that allows that thousands and thousands of plastic cups weren't used. And there are that kind of initiatives that allow people that are not so aware to open to the meaning of, for instance, recycling. It's not just about put on the right bins. It's about not consume too many plastics and all things, as we all know. It's a question of awareness.
Jeffrey's just put in something about, I'm trying to unmute him. You can unmute yourself and explain what you've put, Jeffrey, if you like.
Just that we've got a fairly greens council in our area, and they put in a lot of water fountains, and they also put in a lot of adverts to say the water from our taps is better quality than the bottled water you can buy.
Yes, that is fantastic.
I've just noticed Fasil has arrived, and this next section, I don't know how long it will last, but thanks
He's
for coming,
muted.
Fasil. Shall we? I'll mute you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Fasil.
I hope it was an experience for you guys being online. So how would you guys like to do this? Should we do it through questions and then we could see where it takes us?
Yeah, we could do.
Yeah. You can all unmute yourself if you like, because I think there's not that many of us anyway.
Yes.
Alex, could you, I don't know, could you unmute everybody? Or give them people the opportunity? Oh, right.
We can do it ourselves, I think. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Right.
So welcome. And so thanks for being the first ones to be going live. So it's year 2, so hopefully next year we'll get better and better for the online ones.
Well, we had quite a few people during the talks. We had about 25, I think.
Okay.
And people, I think, become shy and disappeared a little. But most
maybe they went out for lunch.
Yeah, they'll come back.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We're on here all day, and
yeah.
we've had some like Osmain and is it Kevin from
Yes,
from Kenya, and Osmain's from Senegal, and we'll have an opportunity for them to share later on today. But I'm kind of interested in what it was like for you in the hall. And
oh, it's great. It's always great, and I think it's the way we the impulse behind why we're doing the fair, and I think maybe Cornelia can talk about it more. And it's all about how do we actually make people and organizations visible, because then I think, as I said, like most people are so busy with their own day-to-day and are running these organizations, they don't really have the time to also think about how to make themselves visible. So, and it's helped the community it's a very good way, and we noticed it in our own community actually. We always assumed people actually knew about all these organizations, but it turns out they don't. So we said, why don't we just start educating ourselves and make these things visible? So last year that was part of our impulse behind it, about people getting to know each other, and also as organizations, and then community members also to start seeing what's around and who's doing what, and actually realize, oh my God, we have so diverse in terms of work. There's so many different people doing different organizations and different activities, and there's such a rich elements to it. And I think it's quite vital in time of change, actually know what's already here, so that you don't end up destroying what's already here to build something new. And we're all about, in Ekopia as well, it's all about continuity. So if you're looking at it from Finton perspective, it's about continuously building the 60 years history that's already here, and utilizing that as much as you can, so that you can start so you don't do the same errors as you've done before, but actually build on all the good things that's around us as well. So that was the main impulse behind it. So, Cornelia.
Yeah, I just thought it was lovely. Ariane, I mean, those of you who don't know, Ariane actually lived here in the community until she moved to the local town to be more eligible as a politician for the Scottish Parliament. But for her to say, that what you have been doing in this community is a model. And yes, you're still struggling, but it is a model for how other places in Scotland and possibly all over the world could go about it. But what I was really touched by is, because it came a bit of a surprise, is Donny's embodied approach, and yes, I drew this and the jaggedy bit. We do know, and we do. Yeah. And yes, as you say, Fasil, the Enterprise Fair is one expression of you and I basically having started it and found some playmates to do it with and expanding it to go online this year. The question is that Ariane asked, how do we remove the barriers? And that's not so, yes, it is our personal decisions, but there is more. And I think to explore the barriers with honesty with each other, because of course we don't see our own blind spots, do we? That's where we need each other, and that's where I really look forward to what we as an online group do with that today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. As they say, external external challenges are easy to manage, but internal challenges, it's very difficult. And I think that's the life of the community. So do you guys have any questions? Cornelia, you want to lead on this?
It's Helena is doing that part. So if people have questions, they can raise hand and just start the conversation.
I was reading Jeffrey comments on the chat, and he was mentioning the coin that we the currency Ekos. That is a great.
The Ekos, yeah.
Yes, Ekos. But I'm going to Jeffrey, please.
Yeah. So what I was saying in the chat was that I think one of the great advantages of Findhorn is it shows grounded examples of things that are perceived to be theoretical or maybe not achievable. And so with my involvement in a new eco village near here with 65 homes on a multiple occupancy co-op model, I'm on what's called the Coin and Credit Group, and I'm able to share about the LET schemes, the local exchange trading schemes, and about the ecos. We've decided not to go ahead with ecos right now because we're still building the roads for our 65 home eco village. But that when we're on site, that will be much easier. And what I experience is that whilst we're not on the land and we're a group of disparate people, it's like having a long distance relationship. And we get together on the land once a month, and I try and encourage as many people as possible to come because the quality of the interactions are much better when we do it in person than when we're texting or using a signal thread or something like that. So that's great. So I think I'm also put up there a link to Resilient Yukai. So I've been living in this little village called Yukai under a place called Mount Warning, a powerful energy spot in the northern rivers of Australia. And what we've been doing, because we were very affected here by floods and bushfires. And so we've set up a really strong neighborhood group that's been going since 2016. And I think all of those things and building, we have a phrase, you don't need to be good friends, just be good neighbors, particularly at times of disaster. And we recently had a cyclone Alfred come through here and was potentially very damaging, but it didn't work out as bad as it was. But we were able to test a lot of our systems. So it was good scenario planning in real life. And we had lots of radios. So we have 80 radios because our mobile phone situation goes down. We have no internet and no mobile phone for 2 weeks at a time. So we set up a network of UHF radios. And tomorrow morning and once a month in each neighborhood, we get together and test our radios and get people familiar so that when disaster occurs, we're familiar with them and we can share information when the other lines of communication are done. So I think there's all these connected ways of building community with all these different threads, which encourages local economies and local currencies and supporting each other. So I just wanted to share those great examples and the benefit of Findhorn existing so that we can share what's working well there. We're just putting in our own sewage system and our own microgrid. And so it's really good to be able to use Findhorn as an example of what can be done. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Ekos have been going for quite some time in and they're inside Ekopia, but they've been going around the community for a while. But yeah, we're actually in the process of trying to revamp them because, as you know, the community has gone bigger, and our focus has gone more and more trying to get different investments from obviously from the community as well to invest in different things. But yeah, the Ekos has been a great example, and it's quite nice the way it's still going. And I think it's one of the oldest alternative community currencies that's still going. But yeah, we use it, and I think we could do a lot more with it at the moment. And I think we're kind of trying to find ways to develop it more. But yeah, it's just another form of way of the community getting together and investing in itself. And it's about, it's the same as the talk today. It's about how do you lock the money into the community instead of actually leaking out. So from the Ekos went into community share issues. So the same concept. So we invest in a lot of projects in the community comes through Ekopia through the investments. So the members and the community members and slightly wider as well invest in supporting these different projects. So there's another way of an ethical investment where community members are investing in their own self for a project, which the model is based on what we consider kind of like a lower margin compared to the market loans you can get from banks and stuff like that. And then the circulation remains, it's about people investing into these projects and the money that gets paid in interest gets locked into the community. And then it's a lot easier to keep doing this and trying to bring in more initiatives and investments for that as well. So, but yeah, the Ekos have been a great example in the community. But because of the foundation, obviously closing, that's created a bit of an issue for the Ekos because majority of the use was coming through the foundation. So now we're kind of going, okay, we really need to revamp it as part of the whole supporting local initiatives, really. So we need to find different organizations to use it. So then the circulation gets a lot more, because at the moment it's quite limited. But it's still there, and we have no intention of releasing it yet.
Yeah, so I was there as finance director of the foundation for 10 years.
Oh, yes.
And that's when we introduced Ekos and worked very
Oh,
closely.
you're that Jeffrey then.
I'm
Okay.
that Jeffrey.
Oh,
Yes.
you're that Jeffrey. Okay.
So yeah, working with Alec Walker and seeing him there in the audience a few years
Nice.
on
Yes,
is really beautiful. And I just so respect what he's contributed to the community and building our relationship with the local community and the broader Scottish community. I think it's just brilliant. And that's one thing that we're really doing at our new eco village is making sure we have really good relationships with our neighbours and trying to build a bridge with the Conservative councillors in the very rural Conservative area where we are located on this 700-acre eco village that we're building.
Great. And I hope you stick around for the 4 o'clock. There's a surprise there. I think you might appreciate, Jeff.
Yeah, I had my suspicions as to what that might be, actually. I think that would be really great. It's now 9:30 in the evening or something with me. So
really, oh no.
I'm here in Australia, so I'm probably not going to be sticking around. But please pass on my my well-being to Alec Walker if you're talking to him.
We'll do. I'll definitely do.
He's a very fond friend of mine, and I just so enjoyed working with him. We're
I
still
think
in contact.
He'll be coming on this talk. Actually, I think in about an hour he'll be here. I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the staying power for that. But
okay,
anyway,
for that one too. Okay, great. We'll do that.
Yes, it's quite late for me. Yeah, but anyway, thank you, and thanks for what you're contributing. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. Sue.
I just wanted to ask Fasil about the gardens, the CSA that you've mentioned as a future activity, perhaps for for Ekopia?
From Ekopia perspective, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What to say, because I'm interested in growing, and I know there's quite a
Yeah.
few growers there. Would you want to talk about that, or should we?
I could talk briefly about it. It's a project that we're currently. So basically, it's like most things, food growing it's becoming a topic, and Ekopia has been looking at it for about 7 years. So as you can imagine, we're not so much of food growers, but we know the most important aspect of it is having the land secured first before we start actually addressing the bigger thing. So for the past 7 years, we've been trying to work out with them different models, trying to see how we can create a financial model to purchase a piece of land around locally that will actually start allowing this activity to happen. So a couple of months ago, we made an offer to 30 to 40 acres of land, which is currently or was a golf course, and that was rejected. But we're carrying on with the same model, trying to find different ways of trying to secure land. At the moment, so I'm sure most of you that's been here in Findhorn, at the moment we've taken the lease for Cologne Garden because of the foundation and transition. The Cologne Garden is a right jungle at the moment. So there's a really amazing group volunteering to maintain it. So we've taken on the lease on behalf of the foundation to maintain it for them. And as part of the asset transfer, we're actually going to be asking if we can take it on as a piece of land for food growing. So at least that could start with the 4 acres of land, a great pilot to which once we get that model going, along with the bigger lessons of the past, which is Earthshare. As most of you might not know this, but there used to be a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture Scheme, under Earthshare, and that worked out really well. But then the model didn't work. They didn't own the land, and it was very much based on volunteers, and so that didn't work out. But that we're trying to learn from all the past experiences and trying to come up with a model that's quite sustainable. So we're going to start with Cologne Garden, and then hopefully, if that's a great model, then we can start expanding that into local land as they become available.
Those are great news.
Yeah.
Great news.
Yeah.
We are all very fond of Cologne Gardens.
Yeah.
What it may grow over there.
Yeah. And hopefully it's a start. What a history, so as we say, the community says we used to grow food and then we start growing people. And what we're saying now is we're going back to growing food.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks as though Cornelia's
It's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's something going on there.
Yeah.
Maybe some
So there will be a procession, a theatrical procession from the hall. I just show you the prep.
We've lost you, Cornelia.
Jeffrey is also saying in the chat that at Afterly, the community, we have a total of 700 acres of land and have set aside 50 acres of growing food, and also plan to create commercial kitchen to add value and create a brand and farmers market. That is
nice. That's the way to do it. And I think, as Alec Walker always says, we have enough experience now to start a new community. So
yes 60 years is a good mark to start.
Exactly. So I think you seem to be doing that, Jeffrey. So.
Yeah,
I live in the can you hear me?
Yes, and I go along.
I live in the south of Western Australia, and about 15 minutes drive south at Witchcliffe, there is a huge eco village, been going 5 years. Every home has a rainwater tank, solar panels, and insulation, and they have their own sewage system developed. So it's huge. It keeps growing, and it's great to see that can be done, and it's growing prosperous. My reason for being here is my parents and my brother lived in Findhorn in the 70s and the 80s, and I visited Findhorn, and just after the Universal Hall was finished, and I just came on this morning to have a look and see how it, just go back there and visit it again. So this is a lovely morning to spend with you all. And I see Helena most week, once a week in the meditations too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I must just say the Findhorn has been a good foundation, even though I'm not part of a community, but the belief I learned and in those visits and part of people who had Findhorn interests have been throughout my life. And we have a meeting every Monday here. I live in a retirement village and we meet and then always read Eileen's guidance afterwards.
Oh, nice. Oh, not bad.
So I have a good link with you all.
That's incredible.
You,
Maybe you would like to share with us the community you talked about just for us, if we want to get to know, to be inspired. The community.
Didn't quite hear that. I remember Craig Gibson. He probably won't remember me, but he used to visit. I think he's still in the community, isn't he? I mean, it's nearly, it's 50 years nearly, and a foot, quite a few since I was there. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Thank you, Diana. Thank you very much.
Right.
I suppose now let's look at the time, because we are a little bit run out of our initial schedule. Fasil maybe needs to go very soon because he's waited somewhere else. Does anyone has any question to Fasil or would like to share your own experience? I don't know what exactly Cornelia is doing. I'm knowing some faces, but is very enthusiastic over there.
Yeah, I think something is moving.
Yes.
What's the schedule?
Give a big thanks to Alex, our tech angel. Thank you very much, Alex. Always the best. And Sue, what do you think now? Are we going to Cornelia's?
Well, I thought we were watching the organizational videos.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
For about half an hour.
So I'm going to have to go. So
thank you very much.
It's a pleasure meeting you guys, and hopefully we'll see you guys again next year, and or sooner if you're visiting Findhorn. But anyway,
thank you.
Hopefully the live stream will give you guys a bit of the taste of what's happening today. So.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.